Welcome back. We're rolling with the Stones, and today is our Friday question and answer video.
So we got a couple of questions, and one of them was, what vegetarian meals can you prepare while camping, and are eggs included in your meals? First to start off, vegetarian can include eggs, milk, cheese, any byproduct of an animal that's not actually an animal. We've actually been doing a lot of vegan meals, which would include no animal byproducts whatsoever, but those are a little bit harder because I like my dairy, and he likes his dairy. So,
I like cheese. I like it a lot.
even though we have a working stovetop in the camper, we don't use it. It wastes propane, and it's a hassle because the counter space is like seriously this big. But we bought an Instant Pot, which is like an electric pressure cooker, and I was really skeptical at first, but I love it. It takes about, maybe 8 minutes to actually get up to the starting temperature to build the pressure, and then it's whatever the cooking time is, so you can end up doing, if we did a head of broccoli tonight, like the whole giant floret, I just kind of popped it in and steamed it, and it was done in, like, with the heat up time, like, 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
We've done potatoes, we've done quinoa and couscous, and
Macaroni and cheese.
we do a lot of macaroni and cheese.
Eggs. Hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, and I've done scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs in it as well.
So we pretty much we've done spaghetti, and we do a lot of taco meat and things like that. Well, taco meat.
Yeah. Because a lot of the things, and this is a common misconception with people that don't eat vegetarian, is that they're like, well, what do you eat? You know, if you don't eat meat, what do you eat? It's basically everything that's not meat. You know, if it's a vegetable, if it's a fruit, if it's,
We get a lot of people that go, so you just eat salads?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't eat salads.
That's definitely not it. There's a lot of things like tofu and seitan and
I don't know how.
However you say it.
Lentils,
beans, quinoa.
Yeah, a lot of things.
All that stuff. It can make products that look and even taste like meat, but that are not meat. And so then I also get the question a lot of times, well, if it looks like meat and it tastes like meat, then why don't you just eat meat? I don't eat meat because it's a medical issue for me. If I eat meat, I get really, really sick, and I'm not going to go any further into that other than I get really sick, because you don't need to know the details, and I really don't need to tell you. But, yeah, so...
And we're eating vegetarian because I'm too lazy to make 2 different meals. It just seems easier to make one meal, and but that doesn't mean that the kids and I don't eat meat. Like, we will sit down and destroy a bag of jerky. Got no problems with that. If we go out to eat, we usually have our own things that we eat. Like, I'm a sucker for seafood. I love my seafood. But for the most part, we cook vegan or vegetarian, just depending on the meal. Mostly vegetarian. And then we brought a grill with us. We just have a Weber BBQ. The BBQ.
Yeah, it's the BBQ.
And it's actually like the perfect size for the 4 of us.
And they're not a sponsor, but, hey, Weber, if you want to throw us a little bit of money, or if you would like to throw us a new grill, we'd be all about that.
Yeah, we love our BBQ grill, actually. It's small, it's compact.
We've had it for about 8 years, and it has been very
I think
sturdy.
We've had it for almost 10, because we got it, like, right as soon as we moved into the house. I think it was our first grill we bought.
Okay. Well, we've had it for about 10 years, and it's been very sturdy, and it's, aside from needing to replace the extension hose because we use a 20-pound tank instead of the small tanks on it, it's been a great little grill.
Yeah, and I'll make grilled cheese on it. We eat a faux tuna. It's called Caroline's Tuna-less Tuna. I think that's what it's called. Caroline's is who makes it.
Again, they're not a sponsor, but if they want to send us some,
Tuna.
some of their products,
yeah,
we're all about that.
We love their products.
Yeah, because they do taco meat, which is this taco filling. It's just,
it tastes almost exactly like Taco Bell.
Yeah, it tastes like ground beef with the seasoning and all, and it's so delicious.
Yeah. Their chili is really good. and then they also have like a chicken patty. It's like a chicken parmesan patty with like a tomato sauce. It's pretty decent too. But we'll do tuna melts. We do, like tonight we had they knockwurst, I think is what they were.
Yeah, it's like a fake bratwurst, but it's made out of, or it's made by Tofurkey.
Yeah, so it's tofu.
Yeah.
And we had that tonight. We lucked out. We packed a lot of stuff. We packed tofu and Seton because we bought shelf stable. I was afraid we weren't going to be able to get what we needed here. Last year there was an IGA and it had, I think, like 6 whole Morningstar products, and they're not really our favorite. They're good, but they're not our favorite.
Yeah.
We recently branched out due to the directions of the campsite manager, and owners. And she said, go into Livingston Manor, which is probably like 4 miles down the road, and they have a PEX IGA there. We walked in, and we will unfortunately never go back to the one in Roscoe. This had everything. It had it had tofu, it had tempeh, it had lots of Tofurkey products, it had a good produce product veggie dogs and things like that. So,
and if you're worried about trying any kind of vegetarian product, just be aware that it's not going to be exactly meat, so it is going to taste slightly different, but
some of it's passable. I mean,
yeah, don't shy away from it just because it is vegetarian, because there's some very, very good ones out there.
Yeah.
There's some ones that unfortunately aren't very good and that taste like dirt.
Yeah.
But it's trial and error.
We had that problem with Boca made a meat crumble. It was supposed to be like beef, and we prepared it, and I can't remember how I think we did it in a
it was just for tacos.
Yeah, it was just tacos.
And our son, the 3-year-old that eats dirt, wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Because it tasted worse than dirt.
Yeah, he said he likes dirt but did not like that.
Yeah. So it really just depends on the product.
But we've had good luck with Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
They make a really good product. We like Gardein has some wonderful products. They're freezable products, so if we buy them, they got to be used that day for us, because our refrigerator is a 19-inch by 19-inch refrigerator, so it's very small, but we like it because it forces us to use the stuff and not hoard it away. Like I said, we bought a lot of shelf-stable things before we left, just because I was wanting to make sure we had stuff, and that's actually went a long way. I think we had about 20 packs of shelf-stable tofu and Seitan, or however it's pronounced, and that worked out well. We've done, like, I've sliced the Seitan, and I'll put it on the grill and grill it, and then we used a vegan mushroom gravy by Pacifica or Imagine. I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was Imagine.
And I made meatloaf, and we did smashed potatoes, which I did in the Instant Pot, which I think took almost 15 minutes and they were pretty good sized potatoes. I steamed them, and I just smashed them, and then we did honey glazed carrots with cinnamon. I think that's all we did, didn't we?
Yep.
And so, I mean, we've pretty much anything you can eat that's meat related, you can make a vegetarian.
You can make a vegetarian version of it.
Yeah, and it, like I said,
the only thing that I haven't found yet, which if there's somebody out there that knows about this, please let me know, is pork chops. Because that used to be one of my favorite things when I was eating meat. That's the only thing I have not been able to find a substitute for as a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So,
well, we did find the Gardein porkless sweet and sour pork bites, but they had more
those
of the...
Those are bites.
Yeah.
I want like a full-on, like...
Pork chop.
Pork chop.
But those had more of the consistency of like a McNugget.
Yeah.
But they were really good.
The next question is...
there is a next question, even though we probably talked like forever on that. Someone said I always look cold, and I said that it was warm here. I'm always cold, and it will be 90 degrees, and I'll be wearing this hoodie. And usually I'm wearing a beanie hat, and it's my favorite hat, but I'm trying to get Simon to go to sleep, so we're not going in the camper just yet.
And we are down by the water, so it is probably about 10 to 15 degrees cooler here than what it is in town. Like in town, it can be 80 or 90 degrees, and down here it's closer to like the 70s,
Yeah.
like low 70s.
Because we're down in a valley
And
area.
it's pretty shady too because there are a lot of trees here.
Yeah. And then also, do they have laundry facilities here? They do have laundry facilities here. 3 washers, 3 dryers. They're pretty good unless you have a lot of blankets to wash, which unfortunately sometimes we do.
Yeah, because they're standard size washers and dryers. They're $2.50 for a cycle, so it's not overly expensive, you know, and it's comparative to just about any other laundromat
Yeah.
if we were to drive to it.
We've had to go to 2 different laundromats though. We went to one which is in Monticello, which was what, a 35-mile drive. They're like the next biggest town. They have like a Walmart and a Home Depot, so they're like, you know, big town. That was really nice. We got there and it was kind of busy. They were getting brand new washers, but we had a whole bed's worth of bedding to do, and that's why we went, because we
And a
went,
week's worth of laundry.
and yeah, a week's worth of laundry with a kid that kept having accidents. So we had a lot of laundry. It was easier just to go there and use the big super machine. And we went to one in Roscoe, and it was a smaller laundromat, but they had like 8 washing machines and 8 dryers. It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't our favorite laundromat by far. But yeah, the campground has nice, clean facilities, so not too bad.
And this might also come as a question. How often do we do laundry? We usually do laundry about once a week
We try
because
to.
yeah, we try to only do it once a week. Jaxie.
We've had a couple instances though where we've had to throw an extra load in, but we do have a clothesline now. So like for towels, we're completely fine washing them and then just hanging them up to dry. We dry in an hour or so and we're done
Yeah.
with it. Same with like Simon's clothes. He tends to fall in water a lot.
Yep.
Or splash in water. So sometimes we'll kind of skimp on doing a full cycle, and if it's not muddy water, we'll just hang him up to dry and then let him put him back on, because he's just going to get wet and muddy again. So, but yeah, laundry facilities seem to be pretty standard here. Everything's clean. Yeah, so I think that's all. We touched on everything.
Alright, so that was our question and answer Friday video. If you have any more questions for us, leave in the comments down below, either on YouTube or Facebook, or send us a private message, and we will attempt to answer them in another Friday video.
If any of our friends or family are watching, or new people are watching, and you have any recipes that are vegetarian friendly for camping, or just easy one pot type stuff, go ahead and link those below too, because we're always looking for new suggestions.
Yep, definitely.
And we always like to try new things when we're out. Like we just tried a whole bunch of kosher food that we had no idea what it was, but it ended up being really good. So
Yes, it was. So, thank you for watching. We're rolling with the stones.